Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrpatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini. We have seen till the 37th verse of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we saw how, starting from the 11th verse, Bhagavan Shri Krishna has addressed Arjuna at various levels. Started with the highest standpoint of the Supreme Consciousness, reality, the Self, and slowly coming down to even the empirical Jiva, the body, the standpoint of duties, and to the extent of what will people say, till that much. And all these standpoints, he said the same thing. There is no reason to worry, there is no reason to grieve, just do your duties. That's all. So, what is the outcome? The outcome you are worried about. If you get killed, you will get Swarga. If you win, you will enjoy the kingship. You can set all the systems right, whatever is going wrong. You see that there's a lot of injustice and incorrect things, unrighteousness, all that you can set right. You have an opportunity. And as far as you being captured, that's not going to be possible. So that outcome is not going to be there, and rest two outcomes of a war, both are win-win situations for you. So you don't need to worry. Just get up and fight. So after having said this, the very important aspect that comes, that okay, you perform your duties, get up and fight, means you perform your duties, fulfill your duties. The question is fulfilling duties, but how? Because sometimes when we fulfill our duties also, that also sometimes becomes a cause of bondage. And I don't want to get into that bondage. Many people, now if there is some accident or some event, some crime has been committed, even if somebody sees it, or why? Otherwise you will be interrogated. And then it will be unnecessary trips to the police and all those. I don't want all those things. Why? Bondage. I don't want to get into bondage. So that fear of bondage is always there. There was this man who was a little different. He was standing at the crossroad somewhere, and there was a very major accident. So the police caught him. This was before CCTV era. So when they caught him and said, okay, you are the witness of this accident. Now you tell us, how far were you standing from the spot of accident? He said, from the point of impact, I was 45 meters and 36 centimeters. How do you know so exactly? He said, when I saw the accident happening, I knew that some fool will come and ask me this question. So I measured it and was ready for the answer. So, ready. But whenever there is some even righteous thing, we always feel, I don't want to get caught into this. I don't want to be, bound by any of the action or result. Even action also. I don't want to be bound. So there is this fear of being bound, and that is why many times, even if something we are seeing that this work has to be done, we say that is not my job. Why? I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get caught. This happens in every field, everywhere, not just in a battlefield. This is not just battlefield related. Battle is just that time Arjuna's duty and area of duty. That's all. Otherwise, for us also in our homes, everywhere we have this kind of thing. This, I don't want to get into this. So the point is, anything, even something that appears to be a noble action, there is a fear of getting caught into it. So what should be the way of acting so that we don't get caught? We are not bound. How to remain without any bondage? Also, action has one more limitation. Whenever we do something, there is a possibility that something undesirable also happens along with it. For example, like when a doctor is operating upon someone during the surgery, now he wants to remove the unhealthy cells of the body. But along with the unhealthy cells, few healthy cells are also removed. And then one feels, oh, this should not be done. But it happens, it's a part of this thing. But there is no intention of harming anyone who is not to be harmed, but still that happens. So, what do we do? So, such kind of issues are also there. Sometimes I don't intend to hurt anyone, but this happens. This is my job, what to do? So, some people have this hiring, outsourcing of firing. If someone wants to fire, outsource to a company. So they have to just sit and say, tomorrow onwards, you are not needed in the company. And then they have to deal with all the outbursts and the meltdown and everything. They have to deal with it. It was a very unpleasant job. Everybody is only, just crying in front of us. So we feel that I don't want to hurt, but what to do? It is my duty. So performing my duty, sometimes the direct result is hurting someone. Sometimes it is something byproduct, something hidden, and it is there, and I don't know. So I don't want to get into that situation of incurring some sin or doing something wrong, nor do I want to get bound. So how do I act? What is the attitude? So he says, okay, you get up. Uttishta Kauntaya Yuddhaya Krita Nishchaya. Very good. But how? How should I fight? How should I perform my duties? So in the next verse, that is verse number 38, Bhagavan is saying, Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayau tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papamavapsyasi. Says, how should one perform one's duties? What is the attitude? Says, tato yuddhaya yujyasva. You get ready and fight. When? Tataha. After this. After doing what? Kritva, having done. What kritva? Same kritva. Making these equal, you decide to do your duties or perform duties. What do we need to make equal? Sukha dukhe same kritva. Having made sukha and dukkha sama. Having made joy and sorrow equal. Labha alabho. Gain and loss equal. Jaya ajayav. Victory and defeat. Having made all these equal, then yuddhaya yujyasva. Then you start performing your duties. Here, start fighting means perform your duties. And if you do so, naivam papam avapsyasi. In this way, if you act, if you perform your duties, you will never incur any sin, you will not get bound, you will not hurt anyone, nothing untoward will happen. Now, what is the thing? You get ready to perform your duties, having made joy and sorrow, gain and loss, victory and defeat equal. Then you won't incur any sin or you won't get into any bondage. The point is the very fact that you're saying joy, sorrow, gain, loss, victory, defeat, these are two opposite things. How can they be equal? If they are somewhat in the same category but they are up and down, you can equalize that. But two different things and that two opposite things, how can you equalize? How is it possible? Joy and sorrow should be equal. Victory and defeat should be equal. How is it possible? It seems as though you're talking about a stone. Because for a stone, joy, sorrow, both are same. Victory, defeat, same. Gain, loss, same. So, okay, I have to be a stone. So someone says, I have passed in my exam. Okay. And somebody says, I failed in my exam. Okay. No joy, no sorrow. For me, both are equal. How can that be? I win the war. What happened, Arjun? I won. Okay. I lose the war. What happened, Arjun? I lost. How can that be possible? You're talking of some inanimate object or what? No. This elation and dejection based on result happens because of our likes and dislikes that are already there before performing the actions. So before performing the duty, I have already contemplated upon my result that I'm going to gain, and what I prefer and what I don't. All that I have already calculated in my mind. After that only I start acting. And after I act this way, whatever outcome comes, then after that I say the result I have to make it equal. It won't be equal because I've already made it unequal before the action began. I have thought about the result, I have chosen what I want, what I prefer, and then from that stand, then I start acting, and when I perform my action, any outcome comes, it will be either what I like or what I don't like, desirable, undesirable. If it is desirable, I am elated. If it is undesirable, I am dejected. This is what happens. So where is the problem? The problem is not the outcome by itself. The problem is my appointment with it beforehand. That is why Puja Gurudev used to say, disappointment comes to those who make appointment with the future. I have made appointment with the future. I have already thought. That is why Arjuna's very important, you call it confession or consideration, in the beginning of the second chapter itself. He says, I don't understand. Yadva jayema yadivano jayu. I do not know what is going to happen. I do not know what is better, what outcome will be there of the war, whether we will win or we will be won over. So that is already decided so many things in the head. It was a very interesting thing. We had organized some program and some students were going to perform some dance, some skit, something, So all that organizing was done. And then there was some time was limited, so we had to cut off something. We said, okay, then let us cut off this particular program. So there was one more person who said, you can't cut off anything from here. Why? Because these students would have called their mothers, fathers, told them that I am going to perform this is my role, and this is the costume I'm going to wear, and this is where I'm going to stand, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is the video, and this is what you will get. It everything would have already been conveyed. Now, if you cancel it, lot of other things will be there which will have which will affect. Let us just extend the time little bit and include everything. But that is what is, and for some time we don't understand how so much has happened. Yes, so much has happened inside also and outside also. Already thought about so many outcomes. Before I go to stage, as I want everyone to applaud my entry itself. And when I enter, nobody applauds. Then I look, what happened? Nothing. Everybody saying, now do what you want to do. Or disappointment. Why? Because I thought as soon as I come in, people will say, oh, they'll start whistling and applauding. Oh, we have the best actor on stage today, and nothing. So, some kind of any outcome, we are thinking, if I do this, then this person will appreciate me, that person will appreciate me. This uh, having that expectation, what we call, is actually an appointment with the future. So then, after having that very strong likes and dislikes, any action we perform, the results cannot remain away from us. It will influence us, it will affect us, and most of the time, it will affect us badly. Even if we say that no, what I desired, that only I got. What I desired, I got. Even then, I jump so high, and then when I come back, I fracture my leg. What is the point? So that elation also is ultimately leading to sorrow. So this kind of no. So when we are acting, before that itself, I neutralize my likes and dislikes. Before that itself, now how to neutralize likes and dislikes? Likes and dislikes will be there when the action is looked at or approached as a desire prompted action. I want this, therefore I am doing this. If it is a desire prompted actions, there will be likes and dislikes, there will be insistence on a particular type of result. But here, what is saying? You have to do your duty. Tato yuddhaya yujjasva. You get ready to fight. You get involved in fight. You start fighting. Means here Arjuna's fighting means for us duty. Perform your duty. Now, if there is a duty, where is a question of I want this outcome and I don't want this outcome? This is a duty. I have to do it. There was a very famous municipal commissioner of Mumbai a few years ago. He was a very honest, non-corrupt person, and he did such great work in the municipal corporation, and he was challenging even those very very strong wealthy people, the underworld and everything. So he did not fear anyone. He just kept doing what he had to do as his duty. So people were so impressed because nobody had done so far. And he won. And if we look at him, his photo and all, he is so thin and puny and all, very ordinary. But fearlessly, he did what he had to do. He did not, nothing happened to him. Nobody could touch him because he was not doing anything wrong. And it was all his duty, under the scope of his duty. He kept doing so many buildings raised off, everything. And Mumbai, it was unheard of something like this happening. So when people saw this and all, his tenure was getting over. So maybe after his tenure, I think, they organized all these Mumbaikars. They all got together and they organized a special felicitation ceremony for him. And he was invited. And then a lot of speeches, people praised him, and gave him a lot of honor. They honored him and gave him some award, something. And then he was invited to speak. When he came up, there was like applaud. People were his fans. He was not a sports star, he was not a cinema star, but he had a great fan base. So they were all eagerly listening to him. What is he going to say? And he comes to the mic, he says, I honestly don't understand the purpose of this program. And I really don't understand why are you rewarding me? He said, I did only my duty. And anybody, all my predecessors should have done it. Just because they did not do it, I don't need a reward. I am just doing what I'm supposed to do when I'm occupying that position in the office. Simple. So I really don't deserve any such extra rewards or anything. And he refused to accept the award. He said, I don't want, this is not something that I did for, I did it because it was my duty. Now, if there is that sense of duty, there is no sukha, dukkha, no labha, alabha, no jaya, no ajaya. There is nothing. So how does it matter? Whatever happens, if people appreciate, very good. If they don't appreciate, how does it matter? I did my duty. I am feeling fulfilled because I have done my job and I have done it to the best of my ability. That's it. So, neutralizing the likes and dislikes means to have the attitude of duty. That's all, nothing else. So, why should I do it? Not for something else, but I should do it because it is supposed to be done. That's all. This is the real type of action. So, yes, perform your duties, but how? As duty. Then, no likes and dislikes, and when no likes and dislikes, then all these pairs of opposites that come as the result of that action, they don't affect me. Even if they do, they will not affect me so much. It's not saying that if you get something desirable, then you should not be happy. But being happy and being elated and going to jumping high, that there is a difference. So, okay, I am happy, very good. And if something is not desirable is coming as a result, or what I wanted that did not come, yes, it may affect me, but it should not affect to the extent that I cannot do anything ahead. Now, the Chandrayaan 2, if we remember, it failed. And after that, the chairman of ISRO, he was heartbroken. He was weeping, sobbing like a child. Could not accept it. What happened? He was sobbing like a child. But that does not mean he stopped working ahead. After the Chandrayaan 3, outdid everything that had happened in the past. So all the scientists were heartbroken. That day was really, everyone was unhappy. But that does not mean that they were so influenced by that dukkha that they could not put in any effort ahead. No, they had those moments of sorrow and disappointment, but immediately they got up and said, okay, let us try again, and they succeeded. So this spirit, it may affect us, but not to the extent that I freeze and I'm not able to do anything else. And this can happen both in joy as well as sorrow. This can happen both in victory as well as defeat. When we win, then it becomes like a greed. Some more, some more, some more. When we get what we want more and more of that. So there's no control. That's why gambling is considered to be one of the evils. Now, when I gamble, what is the problem? Both winning and losing, both are actually cause of bondage. Because if I lose, I feel next one I may win. If I win, I feel I want to win more. And it goes on and on and on and on. And these things are designed in such a way that first 2-3 times when you are very carefully putting only less, that time you will win. Then your confidence is improved. Then you put lots more, gone. Now I have to get it back. So you do more and more. Then take loans and completely getting destroyed. Because we are carried away by the outcome again and again and again. But If it is a duty, I say, gambling is not my duty. Oh, I am away from it. So that attitude of duty, sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujasva naivam papam avapsasi. This will not only that you will not be bound, but you will not incur any sin. Means you will not do anything undesirable. Nobody will get hurt. Even if somebody feels unhappy about something, you are not doing it with some hatred or negative emotion, because you're doing a duty. And when you're doing your duty, there's no negative emotion. So that person may get hurt. Like in war, the person gets injured, but he'll not get hurt from inside. Why? Because you don't have personal hatred towards anybody. You're doing it as your duty. And when once one does something as a duty, that person is celebrated as a hero of the war. Even in sports or any other field, when we do it as a duty towards my country, duty towards my university, duty towards my school, whatever I am representing, and for that institution I am doing. And in life, any activity, this is my duty towards my guru, this is my duty towards Lord, this is my duty towards my family, my parents, my society, my community, whatever it may be. If I do it as a duty, automatically I stay away from all the unhealthy actions. And second, I will not hurt anybody. Even if somebody feels hurt, it will not be long term. They will understand that he was after all doing his own duty. It will not spoil a relationship. It may a little bit disturb at times. It's possible. It's like a doctor. When we have a plaster and then it has to be removed, never go to a doctor to remove a plaster, because they are heartless. Chuck. Oh, what is this? What are you doing? It seems that they are very heartlessly doing it. And what if we do it? We'll take half an hour. And they will not waste time. Over, chalo, go, over, done. So these people also, when that doctor is giving us a shot or cleaning a wound, we feel, what are you doing? It's burning. It's over, go, done. We feel that they are, but naivam papam avapsasi. Nobody feels that this person is harming me. I may be in pain. I may shout, scream, but still I know that he is doing something. He is doing his duty. He is not doing anything wrong. It's okay. So that way, naivam papam avapsasi, you would not do anything and you would not feel guilty about it. Papa does not just mean an action by itself. It also has its intention behind it. It also has how you feel after doing it, or during the action and after the action, how you feel. So all these things will be taken care of. You will not feel guilty if it is done in the spirit of duty. Otherwise, we feel, I have to hurt this person, I have to do this one. Hurting is not your duty. Whatever action is your duty. Firing that person is your duty. Hurting is not your duty. If he or she gets hurt, you deal with it. It's okay. So, naivam papam avapsasi. In this way, once you act, you will never incur sin. Now, this is something new to Arjuna. He says, I should act, but I won't incur any sin. There won't be any bondage of action. This is something new. I have never heard this. Now, is it really possible? Can you tell me something more about it? He is not asking, but Bhagavan feels that he should say. So now comes, This is like the first half of the chapter and the second half of the chapter. So now begins the second half of the chapter, where Bhagavan says in the verse number 39, Esha te bhita sankhye buddhir yoge tvimam shrinu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. He says, hey Arjuna, so far I have talked to you about Sankhya Buddhi Abhihita. So far I have told you about the knowledge and how knowledge and that vision of knowledge will help you gain equanimity of mind. So I told you that the self, from the self standpoint, there's nothing that gets destroyed. So don't worry, keep your mind equanimous. From the transmigrating empirical jiva standpoint, it has to keep on, going, continuing its journey. So there also there is nothing that you can avoid or no need to grieve. So there also you can keep your mind equanimous. So from the knowledge and vision standpoint, I have talked to you about how to gain this buddhi, samabuddhi, that I have told you. Now, imam yoge imam buddhi shruno. So now you listen to me as I expound how one can attain this equanimity of mind, this understanding with the right attitude of action. Yoga, one meaning of yoga is to unite. That's the goal. Yoga also means the path that one takes to reach that goal. So that goal of having that vision of oneness can be attained through knowledge, yes. But can that have another level of attainment from the action perspective? Can we act in a particular manner to gain that same vision of equanimity and slowly take us to the level of the realizing that truth, that supreme vision? Can I have? So, in other words, here Sankhya, when it is said, the Sankhya word means the goal, and that is the vision of truth, the vision of oneness attained by knowledge. That is called Sankhya. So knowledge is that which gives us the ability to attain this vision of oneness. The self in me is the self in all. This oneness is gained by knowledge. So this is here indicated as Sankhya. That is the goal. And here the word yoga is indicated as the means, the path. So what means the type of action, the attitude behind action, which will help us to prepare ourselves to gain that knowledge and gain the vision. So yoga here means that path which will lead us to Sankhya. And Sankhya means that which will unite us with the self, the knowledge. So yoga means the action that will purify us and make us eligible for knowledge. Sankhya means that knowledge which will give us the vision of oneness. So Sankhya here is the goal and yoga here is the means. So basically for Arjun, Bhagavan is saying that I have talked to you about the goal, that vision of oneness that comes out of knowledge. But one has to prepare oneself to be eligible for that knowledge also. How can that be done? That also is needed. And most of the people, if we ask, even for why to talk about others, ourselves only, if we have to sit down and think, It is very difficult. But if you are do this immediately, ready to do. So doing is very easy, but thinking is very difficult. Somebody will say, "Oh Guru, please tell me, what should I do? Anything you do, anything you say, I will do. You ask me to jump in a well, I will jump in a well." Knowing very well that Guru will not ask us to jump in a well because there are no wells. And even if there are wells, he doesn't want to pollute that well by asking us to jump into it. So, well, that is not going to happen. So, here we say, you say whatever I should do, I will do. And the Guru says, you read one verse of the Gita and reflect on it. Can you tell me something else? You want a glass of coffee? I will get you every morning. I can get you 4 o'clock. I will give you coffee. But don't ask me to think and this I can't. This is very difficult. Sit in one place and chant the name of God. You tell me to do something. I will take a broom and clean the whole ashram for you. You want that? I will do it now. But don't ask me to sit and read and do japa. That I can't do. Action oriented. We are all action oriented. Majority of us are action oriented. Some people may say, no, I am not action oriented. That is called lazy. Majority is action oriented. Want to do something. So, here, Bhagavan is saying that I gave you the highest vision. But somehow it was Bhagavan's experience only that Arjun could not raise his mind directly to that vision because we also are not able to. We have gone through the Gita. What has happened? Bhagavan said, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara prati dhirastatrena muyati. Have you come out of it? Bhagavan has said, Ashocan anvashochastam prajnavadansh bhashase gatasun agatasun shananushocanti pandita. There is no reason for you to grieve. That only I had some reasons, now you took them away. Now I have no reason to grieve also. What to do? That is my grief. Nothing happens by listening. It doesn't work like that. So then Bhagavan has to say, do this. Now we are talking something. So sometimes some activity is important. And then through that activity, now activity by itself is not going to liberate or bind. It is the intent behind the activity, the attitude with which the action is performed. That is the one which liberates or binds. So here, when here Bhagavan is saying that so far I have indicated to you that equanimity of mind, that vision of oneness that is gained through knowledge, and I educated you on that. And now please listen to me as I am going to tell you about the action and the attitude based transformation of the mind. That is this yoga buddhi I am going to give you. Sankhya buddhi I gave you. Now yoga buddhi I am going to give you. So please listen to me. And what is this yoga buddhi? Yaya buddhya yuktaha he partha karma bandham prahasyasi. He partha, having united with this kind of understanding or attitude, if you act, then what will happen? All the bondages arising by action will all be destroyed. Karma bandham prahasyasi. You will be freed from all the bondages rising out of action. What is the bondage rising out of action? Puja Gurudev is to very beautifully explain that we are born with some karma phalas, which we call as prarabdha. And this we have to keep exhausting. And for exhaustion of those, you call it karma phala or you call them vasanas. So exhaustion of these vasanas which are already existing, because of which we have been born in this particular form, in this particular family, in this particular background, and we are going through these life experiences based on, prompted by these vasanas. As we are going through them, what is happening is, when we go through these life experiences, we are exhausting our existing vasanas. No doubt that is happening. But in that process of exhaustion, what we are doing is we are also gathering new vasanas. This also is called as papa. Although we are doing good actions, it is not a papa karma in the sense of I am sinning, I am doing some crime or something. No, I may be doing something good also, but the karma phala I am gathering, which is a seed for further births also. So that also in spirituality is called as papa. It is also sin. Why? Because it is binding me for further ahead. So, what is that attitude united with which, when I perform my duties, that is, exhaust my existing vasanas, no new vasanas are created. That is called karma bandham prahasyasi. The previous verse it said, Naivam papam avapsyasi, you will never incur any sin. In this verse, the same thing, you will be freed from all the bondages of the action. What is this? Doing which the existing vasanas are exhausted and no new vasanas are created. That is the secret I want to tell you. Hey Partha. Partha word also. Partha is Pritha's putra, means the son of Kunti. Partha also is the one who is related with the Prithvi, means the son of the soil. But Partha also has a very beautiful meaning. And Shri Krishna is very lovingly addressing Arjuna as Partha. And Partha is the one of the most often used name for Arjuna by Shri Krishna. What is Partha? Pa means stands for Paramatma. Artha means the one whose goal is. So the one whose goal, Artha, is Paramatma. Artha, Partha. And that is why he chose Sri Krishna over his army. Because he wanted Bhagavan, he didn't want this. Whether he chose out of knowledge or out of just emotion, never mind. How does it matter? He made the right choice. And he reaped its benefits. It doesn't matter. No, he did not know who he was, but still he made. Okay, never mind. He was attached to it. He was blind out of attachment. Never mind, but he made the right choice. How does it matter? So, Partha, the one who considers the Lord only as his goal, the most important aspect of his life. And that is what has saved him. So, hey Partha, I am going to reveal to you this secret, this new thing. Now, Bhagavan is saying new, but it is not new as such. It is all in the Upanishads only, and he himself will mention it later. But he has to package it. Whenever you introduce an idea, there has to be novelty in it. If you just say, this was available 40 years ago, same thing I am giving you now. I say, old stuff I don't want. Do you have something new? Any new release, something is there, that you give me. So we are interested in that novelty. So here Bhagavan says, I am going to tell you this, Partha. Listen carefully. And with this, you will destroy all the bondages. You will be free. You will be liberated. I want this. Okay, what is this? What is this? So now, Bhagavan says that this is very special. It is not something that everybody knows or everybody has been using or everybody is familiar with. It is not like that. It is something very special, very new. Now then, Arjuna is like, what is it? What is it? Gurudev says here in this place, he says that we have to learn from Sri Krishna what is publicity. How to package something, present something in such a way that genuine demand is created in the heart of that consumer. I want this. Give me fast. Tell me, what is it? What is it? That kind of demand. And when that demand is created and then when it is supplied, it will benefit the person. What is happening most of the time is we don't have any genuine demand. Thirst is not there, but supply is there. So we are saying, I have read the Gita. But what has happened? That's what. Nowadays, Gita has lost its effectivity. It's not having its effectivity now. Earlier, it used to be, people I have heard that they used to benefit out of it. Nowadays, something wrong with Gita. They must have mixed something here. It's adulterated these days. Here, there is adulteration. There's nothing here. Gita is as pure as it was. So, the point is that we have to create this demand. We have to be excited about something. Then we are able to absorb it, we are able to benefit out of it. Otherwise, okay, tell me, what is there? Now, so much I have heard. Okay, this also you say. Let's get done with it. Then we'll see what we want to do. So there's no excitement only. We're studying Bhagavad Gita. Oh, Bhagavad Gita only. Okay. Bhagavad Gita I have done so many times. I know. Something new you are not doing. What? Something like, Advaita Siddhi. Oh, Ashtavakra Gita. Why don't you teach Ashtavakra Gita? Why Ashtavakra? High Vedanta. I have heard it is high Vedanta. This is also high Vedanta. Presented simple way. That's all. This is also highest only. No, but Gita, I am advanced student. Teach me something. Brahma Sutra, you will not take Brahma Sutra. Why don't you take? We are fascinated by all these kinds of things. But we are not excited by something that is so, something very difficult to digest. We get excited by. But something that is so simple, it is kind of, churned and nicely made into a paste and just spoon fed into our mouth, and all we have to do is gulp, but we are not interested in it. What will happen? So, creating this demand, creating this excitement, creating that genuine thirst, that is why publicity is important. So, even for whatever we are doing, we have heard Puja Gurudev when he started the talks on Kenopanishad, started in Pune. So he used to, in the daytime, he used to go take a bicycle on rent. And then he would tie a turban with a towel or something on his head. And then he'll ride the bicycle. And he'll have some newspaper, he'll fashion it into a cone. And then he'll go around cycling in the streets of Pune, announcing that one Swami has come from Himalayas and he is going to speak on the Upanishads. Please do come in the evening in the Ganesh temple at Rastapet at 6:30 p.m. Do not miss. This is a special opportunity. He used to create that demand. He himself. And then he will come to the temple, take that turban, make it into asana, sit on it, and he'll talk. This is, and Gurudev, he always says everything is taken from our parampara only. Sri Krishna is only he is following. Krishna Bhagavan also did the same thing. And that same thing Gurudev also followed. So here in this 40th verse, here Bhagavan is publicizing. What is he publicizing? This Yoga Buddhi, which later on is called as Buddhi Yoga also. And later on it is called as Karma Yoga also. So what is it? Nehabhikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat. He says This Buddhi Yoga that I am going to teach you, Arjuna, there are special features of this path. When we make a brochure for a camp and all, see, salient features of the camp, divine discourses on this subject, staying in the lap of Himalayas, facing the snow-capped peaks of the Dhauladar range, an opportunity to perform puja at the very Samadhi shrine of Puja Gurudev, the ashram that is the dearest to Gurudev, an opportunity to stay there. Oh, I want to go for the camp. When is it? 1st to 8th May 2024. If you have not yet registered, try your luck. So, some publicity, some build up. What are the features of this? Special features of this Buddhi Yoga. He says, Arjun, you always have known karma. Whenever we say karma means you have understood as karma kanda. Means ritualistic worship, fire worship or the other types of rituals. This is a ritual. And rituals are not just in the Veda, rituals are not just in religion. Rituals are there even in our social life. There are rituals which we have to, even in non-spiritual or non-religious actions like agriculture, for example. Does it not have rituals? It has rituals. So you have to follow a sequence of steps. You have to follow all the steps. There was this beautiful, this funny thing that Guruji used to say that he gave an example of this. There's a sequence, there's an order, you put in effort. It is important. There were two people. One was digging and the other was filling the pits. And they were doing it in some park. So people were wondering, what is this? One elderly gentleman who was there, he stopped them and said, what are you guys doing? One person is digging, other is filling. What is this? This is, we are doing our duty. What duty? Who gave you this kind of duty? No, the authorities have told us to do it. We have been appointed and we are doing our job. So it doesn't make any sense. One is digging a pit and the other is covering it up. What are you doing? Filling it in? What is it? So actually, we can understand your confusion. We will explain. What is it? Actually, we are a team of 3. So my job is digging. The second one usually plants a sapling. And the third one is supposed to cover. So that's how we have distributed labor. That middle fellow today is on leave. So we are doing our jobs and going away. Tomorrow he'll come and do his job. Now, it doesn't work like that. This is a ritual. You have to follow the steps correctly. And here, Bhagavan is saying, in this Buddhi Yoga, this doesn't matter. Your efforts will not be wasted even if you don't follow to that extent. Don't worry. No pressure. And if I do not do, then what will happen? Pratyavayo na vidyate. No counterproductive result will come. Not to worry. In rituals, all these things that people are scared of. If you miss a step, Papa. And if you started it and next year you don't do it, you are doomed. Within 1 year you will die. Don't scare me like that. That is what you have to do. And listening to such kind of things, people don't get into rituals at all. I don't want to start only. Then only I will have to continue. I am not taking it up. So much of fear also is not very healthy. This pratyavayo na vidyate. In Karma Yoga, this also is not there. And the best part, when will you get results? Because rituals and all, you have to perform and till the end completely you do, and you have to take vrata, 40 days vrata, and after that do this yatra and do this. Only then you will get that. Here, swalpamapyasya dharmasya. Little bit you follow. Rayato mahoto bhayat. It will liberate you. from all fears, fear of death also, all the bondages, will be free. Little bit of practice. So, number one, there is no loss of effort. Means, even if you don't follow one step here or there, it is up and down, it's okay. It is not a punishable crime. And if you do not do also, there's nothing that is going to bind you. And little bit also you try, start taking baby steps. You will find the results. You will find you are progressing. That is the beauty of this. Arjun, are you interested? Bhagavan, this seems to be something interesting. Why not? And the best part is you don't have to do any particular action. It already has said earlier also that it is not a particular action. It is the attitude behind all actions. So you just have to, oh, this looks good, sounds good. I think I am open to giving it a try. Okay, tell me what is it? So this demand has to be created. It has to be presented in a way that one would want to know it. That excitement has to be there. And with that excitement, when we approach our scriptures, when we listen to Bhagavan, when we listen to the Guru, what happens is the knowledge actually impacts us. It transforms us. So that is very important. So here Bhagavan is creating that. A little bit more about this. We'll see later. बंसीधरा कन्हैया घनश्याम सुंदरा बंसीधरा कन्हैया घनश्याम सुंदरा गिरिधारी गोपबाला वृंदावन विहारा गिरिधारी गोपबाला वृंदावन विहारा बंसीधरा कन्हैया घनश्याम सुंदरा बंसीधरा कन्हैया घनश्याम सुंदरा घनश्याम सुंदरा घनश्याम सुंदरा बोलिए राधावर श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।